He was like, put him back.
Put it back. That's black male teachers back then. They was not fucking around with you. Like they was not playing back then. But when he told him I'll bounce you off these lines, I'm like, that's exactly how teachers used to talk.
Yeah.
They used to talk to you just like that.
In Elmhurst, when I went to
Elmhurst, bust your head on these damn lockers,
and
boy.
Whoever's a student at Elmhurst was a student at Elmhurst back in between 82 and 84 or whatever like that, was watching this. You guys probably remember Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith was a shop teacher at Elmhurst back in the early 80s. And he was the type of dude, he taught woodshop. I took his woodshop class. He taught other stuff, but I took his woodshop class. Mm-hmm. And he was the type of teacher that you can't be late to his class. If he was late to his class, he had a yardstick, and the yardstick was like a 1x. Ooh. It was heavy. Ooh. Yeah. And he'll smack you with it. Stand you up in front of the class, and however many minutes you were late, that's how many times he smacked you on the ass. And needless to say, and I went to school, and there was some dudes that's like, you wouldn't think that they would just turn around and take a whooping from a teacher like that.
From anybody. Yeah.
But Mr. Smith at the same time was really respected. Really respected.
Right.
To
where even your parents probably wasn't going to come up there and say nothing to Mr. Smith.
No. They'll believe Mr. Smith over you every time. So, and I've seen some of the toughest dudes, come into class, they come late. You know what it is. Stand up. Let's get this over with.
Just a formality.
And embarrass them. Yeah.
It's just, don't take it personal.
Nope. You already know the rules of my class. Don't be late to my class. You already know. So
assume the position.
I hope if you're alive and you seeing this, man, thank you. Thank you for being the teacher that you were.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I respect you still.
Those teachers like that help kids build character.
Yeah.
You learn how to be on time, respect people's time, respect adults.
Yeah.
You learn how to do all that. Unlike teachers of now, who can't enforce anything because of the laws. Yeah, they can't enforce nothing.
The powers for them to actually teach and develop have been taken away from them or buffed, so to speak.
Bro, you can't even raise your voice at a child. We're not even talking about cursing at them. Just raising your voice could get you in trouble as a teacher. Yeah, now, how are you supposed to teach kids you can't raise your voice?
None of my teachers would make it today. I even had a high school teacher. Bro,
I wouldn't make it today.
Everybody knew.
I was a teacher.
Everybody knew this specific teacher. You don't mess with her because she rolled with a pistol, and she was a older black lady. Yeah, and we loved her. Yeah. Loved her. She sold Snickers in class. We could eat a Snickers. That's the only candy we were allowed to eat in class while she teach was the Snickers that she sold.
That's player right there.
Man, she was awesome. She was awesome. And but that people knew, she's short, a little thing or whatever like that, older black woman with the glasses. But you wasn't gonna try to, finesse her. You didn't school. Not in her class. Shut up. I do what I want to.
Yeah. Shout out to those teachers. That took care of business back in the day. But this is also where this important moment, you had a special guest of the kids who were teasing them, Robert Townsend.
Yes.
A young Robert Townsend.
That was so dope.
Made a cameo in this.
So dope. His very first on-screen appearance, Robert Townsend.
And I read a lot of articles, and he was saying that this movie is what made him want to be a director.
Wow.
This is the movie that made him know that he could do it, even way back then.
Wow.
Because he was a part of something bigger than himself.
And then 12 years later, he does Hollywood
12
Shuffle.
years, yeah. Mm-hmm. But this movie inspired him to become who he essentially became as a, world-renowned film director. Not even on a black film director, just a film director. He's just a great film director. Because as film directors, we hate that whole thing of he's a good black filmmaker.
Right.
He's just a filmmaker.
Right.
We don't differentiate black from white, from Hispanic, from Asian. We just make films.
You're a filmmaker.
We hate to be called black filmmaker.
Exactly.
Just a filmmaker, man. Like, damn.
Exactly. He's definitely a person that we don't talk enough about, though.
We don't.
As far as like Hollywood and his influence and in film, in movies.
He put a lot of people on, man.
One of my favorite movies, man. One of my favorite movies of all time. I know you're gonna have it on your show. I hope I get to do it with you. It's The 5 Heartbeats.
Oh my God. definitely doing the 5 heartbeats.
I told you.
Definitely doing the 5 heartbeats.
But yeah, we'll save that for another show. Yeah. But that's
that might have to be a 2-part series because that's a long.
That's
That's a 2-parter right there.
A lot of life lessons, though.
Yeah.
A lot of life lessons.